The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Hello, my name is Ron Juggett. Welcome to the program for this 30th day of November. We are done with the month of November today. And a very pleasant good day to you. Today, Game 4 of the 1971 World Series, one of the most historic games ever in the history of baseball. And I couldn't tell you one thing about the game itself. It was about a month before I was born. But it was the first night game in World Series history. And of course, going to a primetime audience helped with the ratings. And of course, you could argue today that whether that was good for the game or not. Personally, I'd start every game at 6:30. I think that's a good balance. Works for the Super Bowl. All right, situation here as we play Game 4 on a cool and clear night in Pittsburgh. It'll be Mike Cuellar getting the call for Baltimore. The Orioles, the 8th inning on Monday when we were here. I'm going to sneeze in a second here. Pittsburgh was in control until the 8th inning. And I had a moxie and that was it. Nope, excuse me. Then the Orioles scored 4 in the top of the 8th, and the bullpen held the Pirates down. So the Orioles come into this one with a chance to wrap it up, which I find highly unlikely that the Orioles were going to sweep the Pirates. This was a 7-game series in real life. I think Pittsburgh came from 3-1 down, just like they did 8 years later in 1979. But for this one, the Orioles are up 3-0. They got Mike Cuellar on full rest. Pittsburgh starters, no one is on full rest except for Bruce Kison, who Red Sox fans remember as the one that George Bell tried to, karate chop in the mid-'80s. Great memory there. So Bruce Kison, who did have a good ERA of 3.40, is in charge of saving the Pirates season. All their other starters, including Doc Ellis, who only threw an inning and change in Game 2, are not on full rest. So the Orioles try to wrap up the 71 series today. The Pirates trying to hang on and at least force a 5th game here at Three Rivers. As Retro Sports Network presents the 1971 World Series. Tonight, from Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it's the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Baltimore Orioles. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Good morning, Bernie and Big Dave. We're both the same color today. How are you? Come on. Bruce Kison gets the call for the Pirates this afternoon. 21 years old. 13 starts, 2 complete games. Fastball at 90 and an extreme ground ball pitcher. He went 6-5 for the Pirates in 71, as we said, with an earned run average of 3.40. 95 in the 3rd innings, 93 hits, 6 homers, 36 walks, and 60 strikeouts. The lineup for the Orioles, as they try to lock this series up: Merv Rettenmund in center field will lead off. Don Buford in left will bat second. Frank Robinson in right will go third. Boog Powell cleans up at first. Brooks Robinson at third will bat fifth. Davey Johnson at second goes sixth. Ellie Hendricks again gets the call behind the plate, batting 7th. Mark Belanger hitting .364 on the series at short, going 8th. And Mike Cuellar in his 135 pitches on the hill for Baltimore will bat 9th. Defensively for the Pirates, they have their best offensive lineup out there, even against the lefty Cuellar. Stargell on left, a 5 and a 4. Al Oliver, a 7 and a 3 in center. Clemente, a 10 and a 9 in right. Richie Hebner, who normally doesn't start against lefties, gets the call at third. He's a 3. Gene Alley at short, a 7. Dave Cash, a 6 at second. Bob Robertson, a 6 at first. Sanguillen, a 4 and a 6 behind the plate. And Kison, who should throw about 110 pitches on the mound, he's a 7 and a 9.63. We had a request for our next project. Don't grit your teeth too much, Bernie. It'll be the 72 American League Championship Series. Don't throw your bat at John Hiller. It'll be the A's and the Tigers. Whether that starts Monday, it'll start whenever this series ends. So that's the next thing as we just kind of go through what you guys want over lunch. Renton Mind is 4 for 12 on the series. He has doubled twice, singled twice, and driven in a run. So we said it is a cool night here in Pittsburgh, 63 degrees. The wind's blowing in from 5 from center field, and Renton Mind draws the walk. And although this really is a Johnny Holstaff game for the Pirates, they would like Keeson to pitch for a while. You could see there's a lot of people with short arms here. You even have Mudcat Grant. The good news is, except for Bob Veal, the ERAs are going to be kind of low. Here's Don Buford, 4 for 11. 2 homers and 5 RBI. Keeson's pitch. Ground ball to Cash. Should be 2. Dave goes to Alley for 1. Gene will throw to first late. Nope, doesn't even throw at all. So they'll exchange Renton Mind for Buford. 1 out for Frank Robinson. Hitting .286. A home run and 3 RBI. Keeson deals. Fly ball left field. Stargell will make the catch, and Buford goes back to the bag. I got to remember to doll up the pre-Mountain Davis Oakland Alameda Coliseum. Boog Powell, 2 for 12. But when you're up 3-0 in a best-of-7 series, you don't really care. He has walked more than he struck out. In fact, he scored 3 times in the series. He has a home run and 2 RBI. It's a balk. Keeson went to throw to first and balked. You got to stop, son. And that's a World Series blunder. So Buford goes to second, 2 out. First pitch to Powell. Fly ball right field. Clemente going way back there. And that ball is gone. So the error on the balk, the mental error, compounds into one being left right over Broadway, and Boog Powell just absolutely smashed that for his second home run of the series. And so in a game that Baltimore wants, they're up 2-0 in a game that Pittsburgh has to have. And there wasn't anything Clemente could do. All he could do was turn and watch it go. So here's Brooks Robinson, 3 for 9 on the series, and he has walked 5 times in the first 3 games, so he's reached base 8 times in this series. He also has a home run and 4 RBI. I believe that was a grand slam. That's a ground ball to Hebner, and Richie can't play it. Robinson digging for 2. The ball kind of hit Hebner in the glove like it did a certain Billy Buckner, and bounces into left field. And this is a nightmare start for the Pirates in a game they got to win. So still 2 out for Davy Johnson. 4 for 11, a home run and 4 RBI. Keeson deals. Ball 4. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie. Here's Ellie Hendricks, 5 for 12. Elrod has a home run and 2 RBI. So first and second, 2 out. Ground ball to Cash. Dave has it, goes to Alley for the easy out at second, and that's it. But Boog Powell's 2-run homer is huge as the Orioles, 1 game away from the championship, take a 2-0 lead here in Game 4. So Cuellar did not pitch well in Game 1. Mike, 34 years old, throws a screwball at 82. How you doing, Jamie? In their 12-7 Game 1 win, Cuellar only made it into the 4th. 75 pitches, 9 hits, 6 runs all earned, 2 homers, 3 walks, a strikeout, and half a carton for Earl Weaver. A 20-game winner in real life. The lineup the Pirates will send out for Game 4. Dave Cash leads off at second. Manny Sanguin behind the plate will bat second. Stargell and left will go third. Clemente will clean up and right. They're both hitting .385 on the series. Robertson at first will bat fifth. Hebner, despite the error, will get the start against Cuellar. They need the offense at third. Gene Alley in short will bat seventh. Al Oliver, the wrong platoon in center field, will bat eighth. Again, they need power, they need offense. Keeson can throw 110 pitches, but Bruce threw 21 in his half of the first. Don Buford a 4 and a 4 in left. Rentenman a 3 and a 5 in center. Frank Robinson a 5 and a 4 in right. That infield is just Gold Glove quality. It's almost Platinum Glove quality, actually. Brooks Robinson a 10 at third. Belanger a 10 at short. Davy Johnson a 10 at second. Boog Powell a 5 at first. Ellie Hendricks a 5 and a 4 behind the plate, and Cuellar is a 7 with a .971 fielding percentage. Cash 4 for 12 on the series. The Pirates' bats have worked. The pitching really hasn't. He's got an RBI. So with all that being said, Cuellar deals, and there's a base hit into right center. Cash a long turnaround first before he goes back in. So here is Sanguin, Manny 3 for 12, a double and 2 RBI. Our next lunchtime stream will be Monday. Pitch to Sanguin. Drops one down to Powell, and Boog will take it to the bag himself for the out. Cash moves up to second. And that'll bring up Willie Stargell. Willie had a big home run yesterday. 5 for 13 on the series. A double, a homer, and 3 RBI. If this series ends today, then Game 1 of the 1972 American League Championship Series. The A's and the Tigers in the best of 5. Stargell strikes out. Cuellar got him on a 2-2. Change up in there at the knees, and 2 out for Clemente. 5 for 13, a double, a homer, and 3 RBI. Cuellar deals. Ground ball to Belanger over to Powell, and that will retire the side. Pirates get a hit, leave on a runner after 1-2 birdies. Bernie says, wow, there's been an update to the Twitch iPad app, and it's finally working properly. That's good. I don't understand how something that relies on mobile to watch it works so poorly. Thank you, Bernie. So it'll be Belanger, Cuellar, and Rentenman in the second to face Keeson. Mark hit .266 on the real year. 4 for 11 in this series with an RBI. He has struck out 3 times, however, and draws his 3rd walk. So Keeson, 21 years old, that would have made him one of the youngest starters ever in a World Series game. Hebner and Robertson play for the bunt. Cuellar 0 for 2 in Game 1 with an RBI. Drops one down. Sanguin to Cash on the sacrifice. It goes down 2-4. So Belanger, who should score on a single, moves to second for Rentenman, who walked his first time up. Keeson opening 9. The good news, 27 pitches. The bad news is it's only an inning and a third. The one hit he's allowed was the 2-run homer to Powell. He has walked 3. And hits Rentenman. So Danny Murtaugh starts to stir in the Pirate dugout. Keeson seems to be a little bit overmatched for the occasion. Here's Don Buford, and he's 0 for 1, but he reached on the error by Hebner and scored. And he draws the walk, and now you really can't afford anymore. And so you're going to bring out Nellie Briles. So it's a quick hook for Keeson, being pretty much a Johnny Holstaff game. With 1 out here in the second, we got a pitching change. This game coming to you from Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh. So Bryles has pitched twice. He pitched both of the games in Baltimore. He went 3 1/3 in their 8-3 loss in Game 2. 69 pitches. He's on short rest today. Oh, by the way, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. A homer. He walked 2 and struck out 2. So for the Pirates, this is not necessarily an advantage. 4 innings for Nelly on the series. 5 hits, 6 runs, all earned. 2 homers. He has walked 3 and struck out 2. And he carries an ERA of 13.5. Orioles have him loaded, 1 out here in the second. Bruce Keeson just couldn't find the strike zone. And Bryles will face Frank Robinson, who's 0 for 1. Ground ball gets him out of the inning. Struck him out. Even better if you're a Pirate fan. The 1-2 fastball got him looking. On the inside corner, and here is Boog Powell. Boog hit a 2-run homer in the first. And will hit a grand slam in the third. The Orioles lead this one 6-0, and I think we know who the MVP of the World Series is going to be. It is a 6-0 game here in the second inning. Both of the hits are home runs off of Boog Powell. My goodness. And so it's a stunned silence in the chat and a stunned silence in the crowd. But if you're Boog Powell, give yourself a rack of ribs. You've driven in 6. All 6 runs are from Powell. And if Nelly hits Brooks Robinson here, all hell is going to break loose. He hit him! Oh! There's looks. There's looks. And Bryles, they got into it. They're chirping at each other. It takes a lot to irritate Brooks Robinson, but Nelly Bryles has done it. Davy Johnson stands at the plate. Bryles is hurt. My word. Robinson on first, and Brooks and Bryles are chirping at each other. Pitch to Johnson. Struck him out, and that'll do it. However, a grand slam from Brooks or Boog Powell. After an inning and a half, it is 6-0 Baltimore. Nope, Tribe fan, the Steelers do not like allowing a TD to the Colts. And Nick Mikemeyer will come in for the extra point. Wow. But Jamie says at least they missed the extra point. Boog Powell, what a ball game. So Cuellar gets handed a 6-run lead. Here's Robertson, 3 for 12 on the series. A solo homer, 250 the average. Foul tipped it. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Popped up. Right side. Robinson coming in. Powell goes out. And it will be Boog. 1 out. Richie Hebner, 2 for 6 on the series with 2 strikeouts. Cuellar deals. That will be lifted into center field for a base hit. Redmond will pick it up. If it wasn't for the fact that the Pirates were so short-handed pitching, I think they would have thrown Blas out, or Bryles out. Here's Gene Alley, 2 for 10 on the series. A walk and a strikeout. Not a good bunter. Pitch from Cuellar. That might be 2. It's Robinson, only has to play it first. He had to come way in for it, and Alley is thrown out. Hebner moves on to second. Again, we mentioned this in Game 3. The American League in 1971 was all grass fields. And so the Orioles hadn't played until Monday a game on the plastic since the 1970 World Series. Al Oliver 1 for 7 with a double, and he will play against the lefty Cuellar. Up the middle, Cuellar throws to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the third here in Game 4. It's the Orioles 6, the Pirates nothing. So Hendricks, Belanger, and Cuellar to face Briles here in the third. Ellie is 0 for 1. That's going to drop into left center field for a base hit. First Oriole hit, not hit by Boog Powell on the afternoon. Belanger has walked and scored. He scored on the grand slam. So, all right, so here's the question for you in the chat. The Orioles made the World Series. How you doing, John? A number of times in Earl Weaver's reign. 69, 70, 71, and 79. But they only won the one. When they won in 83, that was Weaver's team managed by Joe Altobelli. So what say you about Earl Weaver? He made it all those times. They're on the verge of sweeping here, which would be a repeat in 71. How come Earl couldn't get it done? Pitch to Belanger. There's a ground ball to Cash. Dave throws to Robertson at first, and Belanger's retired. Hendricks moves to second. One out for Cuellar, who is 0 for 2 on the series. He bunted his first time up. Yeah, updated on Twitch. Hopefully it's a better connection for you. Doing well. Glad to have you. Baseball Monday. If the Orioles win this, we go to the 72 ALCS by request. And if the Pirates come from 6 down, then we'll play Game 5. Pitch to Cuellar. Gets away from Sanguine, but Hendricks can't go anywhere. And it's a 1-2 count. Got him. 3 for Briles, 2 out for Merv Rentenman, who has walked and scored. Struck him out. So Briles, pitching with a sneer, strikes out 2. No runs, a hit, no errors. Bottom of the third here in Game 4. Orioles 6, Pirates nothing. So Briles is going to hit. You know, might as well. The bullpen is not in great shape. And they would question all winter long whether Bruce Keeson was the right choice to start in Game 4. Jamie says the Mets were kind of a fluke, which they were. Weaver also won 100 in 1980, finished second behind the Yankees, and lost to the Brewers in 82 on the last day. My first replay that we did on the channel was 82, and I got the Orioles to Game 6 of the World Series. They came back against California to win the ALCS, and then they ran into the buzzsaw that was Steve Rogers and the Expos. You can go back and watch me cry. Pitch to Briles. Struck him out. That's 2 for Cuellar. 2 1/3 for Mike. 32 pitches, 2 hits, and 2 strikeouts. Dave Cash singled his first time up, one of the 2 hits the Pirates have. Got him. So Cuellar got him to chase a 2-2 curve. 2 out for Sanguine. Manny is 0 for 1. There's a ground ball to third. Robinson over to Powell. And Sanguine is retired. I guess the other question I would have, no runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, it's 6-0 Baltimore. Because Earl hated to use his bullpen. And we learned in the 70s, especially from Sparky Anderson, that bullpens are essential. You know, I guess you kind of wonder by the time that the Orioles reached this point, had he overused his starters? Don Buford, by the way, 0 for 1. He has walked, reached on an error, and scored on both the Boog Powell home runs. Ground ball to Briles, for first base side over to Robertson for the out. Robinson 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Frank digs in. Foul tipped it. Sanguine couldn't get there. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the left field. Back goes Stargell way back, but that will hang up enough, and Willie makes the catch. So 2 out for the man, the myth, the legend, Boog Powell. Has homered twice. He now has 3 homers on the series and has driven in 8. And if he homers here, we're in the Reggie Jackson territory. He has scored 5 times. Yep, the Orioles also lost in 73 and 74 to Oakland, but won the division 6 out of 11 times between 69 and 79. You could also ask the same about Bobby Cox with Atlanta. And Powell draws the walk. Well, 2 out for Brooks Robinson. 0 for 1 and got plunked by a pitch on purpose. So Robinson and Briles exchange pleasantries, and he walked him. So 2 out, 2 on for Davy Johnson, who was walked and struck out. And Sanguillen goes, don't get thrown out. Briles, ground ball to third. Hebner has it, goes to the bag himself, and they will retire Powell. After 3.5, the Orioles have left on 6, but they lead it 6-0. So, the first 3 games of this series, I'm surprised that we're on the verge of a sweep. Orioles won Game 1, 12-7. Davy Johnson, 3 hits and drives in 4. In Game 2 in Baltimore, they beat the Pirates 8-3. And then when we were with you Monday, the Orioles beat the Pirates 4-3. All 4 runs came in the 8th inning. We all thought that was a Baltimore easy or Pittsburgh easy win. But when you have an earned run average of 720, you're not going to win a lot of ball games. And the Orioles coming into this game were hitting 318. So here's Stargell, 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Got him again. Cuellar got him to chase, an 0-2 Bugs Bunny fastball, 1 out. For Clemente, Roberto is 0 for 1. And that's laced into left field in front of Buford for a hit. Buford didn't come in fast enough. Only the 3rd hit for the Pirates. Here's Bob Robertson, who's 0 for 1. Clemente not gonna steal. High fly ball, left field, and it's a 6-2 game. So as soon as someone said, let's go Lumber Company, here come the Pirates. Clemente scores in front of Robertson, and it's 6-2. Here it is again. Nothing to sneeze at, Ron, as he put that off the facing of the second deck. So the Pirates trying to get back into this. They're already down in the series 3-0. Here's Hebner, who's singled his first time up. Excuse me. Pitch to Hebner, 1 for 1 into right center field. Robinson going back there, and that will just kind of arc in his glove, 2 out. For Gene Alley, who is 0 for 1. So Cuellar, who allowed 30 home runs in 292 and a third real innings, has allowed 3 here now in this World Series. Pitch to Alley is 0 for 1. Popped up. Hendricks to the screen. And it's going to run out of real estate. And the count is 1-2. Base hit center field. Alley digging for 2. He's got himself a double. Brings up Al Oliver, who's 0 for 1. So the Pirates showing some signs of life here in the 4th. Popped up. Ellie Hendricks doffs the mask. Foul territory. Makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Pirates at least make a show of it. The 2-run homer by Robertson puts them on the board. 3 hits, no errors. After 4 in Game 4, Orioles 6, Pirates 2. Ellie Hendricks is 1 for 2 with a single. And Ellie draws the walk. So Bryles will face Belanger, who's 0 for 1 with a walk, and then we got to go to the pen. They'd like to get Nelly through the inning because he will lead off the bottom of the 5th. And that's a base hit into right center. Clemente will cut it off. Hendricks will hold it second. Are you really going to make me throw a pitcher in there for 1 inning? Okay. Well, no. He'll face Cuellar, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And a sacrifice bunt. They play for the bunt. Cuellar delivers. Sanguillen throws to Cash, and they get the out. So that'll do it for Nellie Bryles. Second and third. Do you walk Rentenman for Buford? With 1 out, why not? So who's coming in? They're going to go with Doc Ellis, who will have to bat. Ellis threw 8 pitches. Yeah, this is going to be a sweep. Ellis threw 8 pitches in game 2. He really shouldn't be tired. He took the loss. He didn't retire anybody. He's 26, fastball at 88, ground ball pitcher. He was injured, and he gave up the 2 runs. So the Orioles in pretty dandy shape here with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Hendricks on third, Belanger on second, Rentenman on first. Buford has scored twice and walked. He's 0 for 2. Reached on an error. Little chopper down to Alley. Are they going to get anybody? And the throw to first. Buford is safe. Alley stepped on the bag at second, and they could not get Buford. So they'll run for the out. The Colts hit the extra point. And here's Frank Robinson, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So Ellis finally retires a batter in this World Series. Pitch to Robinson, struck him out. So Doc's going to have to bat here. 1 run for the Orioles, however, on a hit and no errors. Go to the bottom of the 5th in game 4. It's the Orioles 7, the Pirates 2. Oh, if you joined us late, here's how we got here. It's been all Baltimore all the time. Boog Powell has pretty much earned himself an MVP. He hit a 2-run homer in the first to make it 2-0, and then in the second he hit a grand slam. So he has driven in 6 of the Orioles' 7 runs. Pirates got 2 back in the 4th. A Bob Robertson homer made it 6-2, and then a moment ago Don Buford had a ground ball, fielder's choice, to make it 7-2. We told you with the start, the Pirates pitching hasn't been all that good. The rookie, Bruce Kieson, didn't even make it out of the second. He gave up 5 runs. Nellie Bryles is the one, however, that gave up the grand slam to Powell. And then Doc Ellis, who only faced 2 batters in game 2, technically is pitching on short rest, is now in. And Mike Cuellar can pretty much throw batting practice at this point. 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. So Doc Ellis, who can hit, 16 for 79, threw 8 pitches in his half of the 5th, and is going to stay in for a while. popped up. Belanger and Johnson converge, and Mark is there. 1 out. You let the pitcher hit because he's leading off the inning. Oh, I've had the sneezes. And don't waste a spot. It's not like today's baseball where you just would go and reliever after reliever. Pirates are going to need some outs from their pitchers. They just haven't gotten them in the series. Dave Cash, 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. Cuellar, 18 batters, 66 pitches, 4 1/3, 5 hits. The home run from Robertson and 4 strikeouts. Pitch to Cash, ground ball to short. Belanger has it, throws to Powell for the out. So if this holds, I'll have to do my research on the 72 ALCS. That will begin, I believe, from Detroit on Monday. Manny Sanguillen is 0 for 2. Struck him out. That's 5 for Cuellar. That's the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 6th here in Game 4. Baltimore 7, Pirates 2. And so here's the man of the hour, Boog Powell. Has homered twice. A 2-run shot in the first, a grand slam in the second, and then a walk. Draws another walk. So here's Brooks Robinson. He has walked, been hit by a pitch, nearly started a fight, and is 0 for 1. Into right center. Back goes Clemente, way back there, and the champagne is in the Orioles clubhouse. 9-2. See ya, Bernie. My goodness. So again, it begs the question, were Baltimore's pitchers just burnt by the time that we got to the playoffs? This isn't just looking like it's going to be a sweep. This is steal the girl and spike the football type stuff. 9-2 Baltimore. Nobody out here in the 6th. Davey Johnson's 0 for 2. A walk and a strikeout. Base hit left center field. Stargell will pick it up. Here's Ellie Hendricks. He's 1 for 2. He is singled, walked, and scored. Into right center, Oliver. That's a rainmaker on a clear night. Makes the catch for the out. So Davey goes back to first. 1 out for Belanger, who was 1 for 2. Mark has singled, walked, and scored. Ground ball, left side, base hit. And the Pirates just don't have an answer here. They'll give Ellis Cuellar. Mike's not going to bunt. It's a 7-run lead. He's 0 for 1. He's bunted twice. He struck out. Ground ball to Alley. They might get 2 here. Cash for 1. Robertson for 2. So a 6-4-3 double play. But the damage is done. Brooks Robinson wants that champagne. A 2-run homer on 3 hits and no errors. And after 5.5 here in Game 4, Orioles 9, Pirates 2. So Stargell, Clemente, and Robertson to face Cuellar here in the 6th. Willie has struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Ground ball foul, first base side. And someone from McKeesport, Pennsylvania made that grab. And the count to Stargell is 0 2. Liner to Powell, 1 out. Ballots are being submitted for the series MVP, and I imagine that Boog Powell is going to be it. Here's Clemente. Roberto 1 for 2. A single and a run scored. He has hit 400 on this series. Some of you might be going over to the USFL game of the week. The San Antonio Express versus the Boston Breakers. Yep. The amount of fans that would remain, Jamie said, would match the photo here. Yeah, how disheartening. And again, 1 inning. It was the 8th inning. in Game 3 that changed it all. The Pirates were up 3-0. And that seems like a long time ago now. Pitch to Clemente. High fly ball, left field. Buford in the corner. And Don will make the catch, 2 out. So here's Bob Robertson. It was his 2-run homer in the 4th that gave the Pirates a small chance. And then the Orioles have added 3 since then. Laces this one to left in front of Buford. And now dropped for a single. So 2 out for Hebner. Ritchie 1 for 2. Robertson not a threat to steal. Cuellar's pitch. Fly ball right field. Back goes Robinson, but that'll stay neatly in the yard, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit. The Pirates have left on 4. Orioles 9 outs from the championship. So Ellis is strong. It'll be Rettenman, Buford, and Frank Robinson here in the 7th. Merv is 0 for 1. A run scored, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Ellis starts the 7th. Fly ball center field. Oliver going back. 1 out. For Don Buford, reached on an error, walked. He's 0 for 3. He has scored twice. Pitch from Ellis. Fly ball, right center field. Oliver again goes back. Second verse, same as the first 2 out. So Frank Robinson about to win his 3rd championship with the Orioles. He is, I assume that we can kind of assume that Baltimore's going to win this. He is 0 for 4 today with 2 strikeouts. But ain't the beer cold, Miss Agnes? Here's the pitch. Fly ball, left field, Stargell. And it's stretch time here, 9-2 birdies. Ali Oliver and a pinch hitter here in the 7th to face Mike Cuellar. Ali has a double. He's 1 for 2. Orioles need 9 outs. Base hit right field. Robinson will cut it off in the alley for Ali. Here's Oliver. Al is 0 for 2. You don't expect Cuellar to go the distance, although theoretically he could if he got some outs real quick. Liner to Robinson. Frank is there. Makes the catch. 1 away. So Ellis is not going to hit here. It'll be who can hit a lefty, and it will be the 1960 World Series hero, Bill Mazeroski. Bill is not hitting this series. 254 in 71, a home run in 16 RBIs. And Mazeroski is 35 at this point. He played in 70 games. Ali on first, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Cuellar deals, and Mazeroski right back up the box to Cuellar. Johnson for 1, Powell for 2. So a 1-4-3 double play. That will retire the side. Mazeroski will come in the game just to say that he was played in the field, and some unfortunate sap has to come in to pitch to Boog Powell. And since you're only going to go the 1 inning, they're going to go with Game 1 starter Steve Blass. I think the Pirates are waving the white flag here. 29 years old, fastball 87. Ground ball pitcher threw 76 pitches in that 12-7 loss. He got Christmas treed. 10 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned, 2 homers, and 2 strikeouts. So he is in to face Powell, Brooks Robinson, and Davy Johnson. Boog Powell has had the Baseball Digest game of his life. Has walked twice, a 2-run homer in the first, and a grand slam for the ages in the second, and essentially won the World Series for the Orioles. Ground ball to Robertson, 1 out. Here's Brooks Robinson, 1 for 2. He homered in the 6th. He has 2 homers on the series and has driven in 6. Popped up left side, Hebner. And Richie will have that go out of play. And somebody from Charleston, West Virginia made that catch. 0-2 the count to Brooks. Blast deals. Fly ball, right field. Clemente in the corner, and Roberto makes a great catch against the half wall. So 2 out for Davy Johnson, who was 1 for 3. Davy has singled, walked, and struck out. Pitch to Davy. Base hit left center field. That's off the wall, and Johnson cruises into second with a double. So here's Ellie Hendricks. Ellie, 1 for 3, a single, a run scored, and a walk. Pitch from Blas, fly ball, right field. Back goes Clemente, and Roberto again with a good catch. No runs, a hit, no errors. A pinch hitter coming up. Cuellar closing in on a world championship. So again, who can hit a lefty? Gene Kleins, who was 2 for 5 in the series. He started game 2. 2 singles, 2 RBI, and a run scored. So Cuellar and his pen need a combination of 6 outs. Ground ball past Robinson into left. 8th hit for the Pirates, 8 hits for the Orioles. 9-8-0 for Baltimore. They have left on 10. 2-8-1 for Pittsburgh. They have left on 4. Sanguin is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Popped up left side, Robinson by the stands, and Brooks can't get there. Somebody from Pittsburgh proper made that catch. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes to Manny Sanguin. Kleins has good speed. That's in the left. Buford in the corner. Can't get it. Kleins will do what? What's Buford going to do with it? He finally picks it up, and Kleins has to hold it second. So nobody out for Stargell, who is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. The Pirates trail 9-2. In the series, 3 games to none. Cuellar's pitch, fly ball, right field. Back goes Robinson to the track, and gone. Come back if you're watching the football game. It's now Dolly Parton 9-5. So Stargell got all of that one, and there wasn't anything Robbie could do about it. So here's Clemente. He's 1 for 3 today. There's still nobody out here in the 8th, and now it's a 9-5 game. Popped up, right side, Powell in foul territory. 1 out. Hurry up offense for the Pirates. Yep, here's Bob Robertson, 2 for 3. He has singled, homered, driven in 2. Behind the plate, Hendricks to the screen, and I don't believe he's going to be able to get there. Nope. Somebody from State College, Pennsylvania made that catch. In the left, shallow left field, Buford coming in, and that's an out, 2 away. So the Pirates have a 3 spot here on the board, enough to make the Orioles think, but it's still a 4-run lead. Here's Hebner. Richie 1 for 3 with a single. Ground ball past Powell into right field. So the Pirates have made some noise here in the 8th. But will it be enough? Here's Alley. He is 2 for 3. Gene has a single and a double. Cuellar, again, doesn't need to have Cy Young stuff. The Orioles are still 4 outs away. Pitch to Alley. Ball 4. When's Cuellar due up? He's due up second. So I think Al Oliver is going to be his last batter either way. Al is 0 for 3. He is not the tying run at the moment. If Oliver reaches, it will be Mazeroski. Hendricks goes out there and says, just get one more, big boy, just one more. Popped up. The crowd boos. Johnson and Powell converge. It's Boogs, and that will do it. The Pirates have at least made the 9th inning interesting. They get 3 on a 3-run homer from Willie Stargell. 4 hits, no errors. After 8, it's 9-5, Baltimore. Giusti comes in. He threw a clean inning yesterday. Faced 3 batters on 13 pitches. And again, the job is to keep this a 9-5 game. Fastball at 87, 32 years old. And a ground ball pitcher. Mazeroski, a pinch hitter, and Sanguin in the bottom of the 9th. The job now is to keep this a 4-run game. Mark Belanger is 2 for 3. Has singled twice, walked, and scored. So I imagine Belanger, pinch hitter, and Rittenman. Giusti starts the 9th. A slow ground ball to Mazeroski, who throws to Robertson, and Belanger is retired. So if Cuellar stays in, which he shouldn't, he is 0 for 2. He stays in the game. Alley over to first for the out. I don't understand that at all, but here's Rettenman. Merv is 0 for 2. You got a 4-run lead. Has scored, walked twice, and struck out. If the Orioles win, Boog Powell is the MVP of the World Series. And he gets a mouse pad from Dave Gardner at Digital Dice. Pitch to Rettenman. Fly ball, right center field. Back goes Clemente, and against the wall. No, he won't get the catch. Rettenman is in the second standing. And for Merv, that's his 3rd double of the series. So here's Buford. 0 for 4. Reached on an error, walked, has scored twice. And Buford draws the walk. And so a moderate hand goes up for Frank Robinson, who was 0 for 5 today with 2 strikeouts. This has all gone backwards for the Pirates. And they're going to pinch hit Bobby Grich. Grich pinch hit in Baltimore. He's 0 for 1. 9 for 30 on the season. And he draws the walk. So for the second time today, Boog Powell comes up with the bases loaded. You got the ace reliever of the Pirates, who's in the process of coughing up a hairball here. Rettenman on 3rd, Buford on 2nd, Grich on 1st, and Powell with a 6 RBI day already. Here's the pitch. Gets away from Sanguin, and everybody moves up 90. It's now 10-5, Baltimore. Pass ball, and Powell draws the first base open walk. So here's Brooks Robinson, 1 for 3, but that one hit was in the 6th, the 2-run homer. In the left field, Stargell. That will stay in the yard, and the long nightmare for Pittsburgh is over. They get a run. on a hit. They have left on 13, but they're 3 outs away from not caring. After 8.5, Baltimore 10, Pittsburgh 5. So Mazeroski, pitcher spot, and Sanguin and Earl leaving Cuellar out there. Mazeroski's 0 for 1. In the center field, the crowd likes it, so does Rettenmund, 1 out. So again, who can hit a lefty? Rennie Stinnett will come up. He's 0 for 3 in the series. He's pinch hit in every ballgame. Orioles 2 outs away. Pirates 5 to tie and 6 to win it. To short, Belanger. 1 out away. Last chance saloon for the Pirates is Manny Sanguin. He is 1 for 4. A single, a strikeout, and a run scored. He scored on the Stargell homer in the 4th. But the Orioles are all on the top step, and Mike Cuellar is 1 out away from the promised land. He winds and deals in the center field. Rettenmund has it lined up, and the Orioles are the champions in 1971. One of the most one-sided series I've ever played. The Orioles, in 3 hours and 13 minutes, have swept the Pirates. 10-5, 10 runs, 9 hits, no errors. And the Orioles left on 13. The balk by Keeson was huge because the very next batter was Brooks or Boog Powell, and he hit the first of his 2 home runs. The Pirates, 5 runs, 11 hits, an error, and they left on 6. The World Series MVP is Boog Powell when he hit 3 homers and drive in 8. They swept them and then emptied the dustpan. Yep, I mean, it's our 3rd championship series that we've done, and it was the worst of the 3 by far. Seattle and Houston, those games were competitive. In Baltimore and Atlanta, in the traditional World Series, you can make the case the Orioles could have at least pushed that to 6. Mike Cuellar, 9 innings, 11 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 2 homers, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. And the Pittsburgh Pirates pitching was abysmal, starting with Keeson, who was in way over his head. Nellie Briles, who nearly started to fight with Brooks Robinson. And then Doc Ellis didn't have much of anything either. So the final score, sorry, Mom, it was the Orioles 10, the Pirates 5, and the Orioles are easy series winners. And so Monday, Game 1 of the 1972 American League Championship Series, a Patreon request, the Tigers and the A's. Until then, I'm Ron Zucker. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you the next time.